Your gift will make room for you. Now, what is your gift? It's the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your gift. Quit running away from the gift. Your gift will make room for you. Stop trying to be something you ain't gifted at. Your gift. Nobody asked you to go down here and study to be a dentist, and you ain't really good at that. Best with the least amount of effort. Quit going down to the church trying to sing. Quit you can't running away from the gift. Now just because they let you sing at the church, stop trying to be something you ain't everybody else finna go with your gift. Nobody asked you to go down here and study to be a dentist, and you ain't really good at that. We don't apply scriptures going down to the church trying to sing. You can't sing. We got something for your ass up there. Now just because they let you sing at the church, stop trying to be something you ain't everybody else finna go with your gift. Nobody asked you to go down here and study to be a dentist, and you ain't really good at that. We don't apply.
That was weird. Me too. There we go. Let's see if it works.
Business to become more in shape. The first step, the first day, the first minute, you're excited. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kick ass, right? And the next day comes and you're like, man, this is a little tougher. And then you take another step and another step. And maybe you get to Thursday or Friday and you're like, this is pretty hard, man. And then what happens is the enthusiasm from the beginning of the process starts to fade out.
You have a lot to offer. The fact that you're still here means that your business is not through yet. People don't do what they know in life, but what they do is they operate within the context of the vision they have of themselves.
No matter how big your dream is, make small, tiny steps ahead.
You must change what's possible for you. You, and only you, are the subject that impacts the burning desire in your imagination.
I'm talking about concrete commitment. I'm talking about the commitment that says, I am going to stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I've set it in has left. Because I think we all know in this room, character is not something that we inherit. Character is something we got to wake up every single day. We got to fight and we got to build it.
Never, ever, ever give up. You can't let them get you down. You can't let the critics and the naysayers get in the way of your dreams.
So you've got to ask yourself, what's your why? What motivates you? What pushes you? What drives you? And if that thing is internal, if nobody has to call you, if nobody has to prod you, if nobody has to reward you, if you are self-motivated and self-regulated, you can have it, you can be it, you can do it.
It's necessary you take responsibility for it, that you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you don't take any objection or disappointment or defeats personally, that you keep on keeping on, that you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
You cannot give up because it ain't what you see. You cannot give up. When you get to the point where enough is enough, when you get to the point where it hurt real bad, when you get to the point you can't take it no more, when you get to that point, doors start opening, opportunities start happening. But what you cannot do is you cannot quit doing the process.
The earlier you get in the game and get on track, the better life you're gonna have.
It's you. You got to make that happen.
The first step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want. One of my favorite books is the alchemist, Paulo Coelho. And I just believe that. I believe that I can create whatever I want to create.
Pain is not your enemy, pain is your servant. And pain is telling you that there's a problem here and you need to get it fixed. You need to drag it out of the dark and you need to deal with this, and you have to decide enough is enough. It's time for a new direction. It's time to say that's it. Turn to somebody and say that's it. Passivity is a spirit and it'll kill you. It'll kill your relationships. It'll kill your home. It'll kill your marriage. If we just sit back and do nothing, it'll kill you.
There's a redemptive power that making a choice has, rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice. Like, you just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way.
Most people dabble in a million things, they master nothing, and they wonder why they're unfulfilled. In people's lives, there's only maybe half dozen, 7, 8 categories that really matter. Most people, they major in minor things. They focus on stuff that doesn't matter. They know more about this celebrity going in and out of rehab than they do about their own personal development. So if I had no other message to offer your viewers, and you let me give it to them right now, I'll tell you what I believe. I believe our lives are controlled by one force.
Your brain is divided into 2 halves. Each half of your brain has millions of factory workers on each side. At the forefront of each one of those factories is a forming positive, and you got forming negative. You're the boss of the factory. You wake up in the morning and you say, man, I don't feel myself today. Forming negative hears that. He said, hey, the boss just woke up and said he's having a bad day today. Let's get to work. And your day starts tumbling into what you ordered. You could wake up in the morning and you say, you know what? Today is going to be a great day today. Man, thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. Forming positive turns around and goes, Steve's having a great day today. He's expecting some wonderful things to happen. And man, let's get it going. And they start manufacturing thoughts. You have got to change the way you think. It is the whole determining factor of where you go in life.
This is the truth, is that so many of us say that we want to change, but many of us are unwilling to pay the price to change. And really, all of change comes from not focusing on what you can't control. It comes from focusing on what you can control. All of change has a price tag attached to it. That today, each and every one of us, we have to count the cost. Do we actually want to change? Are we willing to pay the price for change?
Winter comes after fall. Night comes after day. Difficulty follows opportunity. Recession always comes after expansion. It's been the rhythm of life for the last 6,000 years of recorded history. So the winters are going to come. The winter of sickness, the winter of disappointment, the winter of devastation, social winters, economic winters, personal winters when your heart is smashed in 1,000 pieces and the nights are unusually long. It's simply called
Whoa, I look really big on this screen. Do I look big to you guys? No? Okay. This is weird. Okay, so guys, let me just start by telling you guys that y'all is live on YouTube. Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that I spotlighted myself so that you guys have your privacy, right? I don't want your face on social media if you don't want it to be. But I think that I know that when I went to this event, figuring out my purpose, I realized that I have to really, really put myself out there. It's uncomfortable, y'all. I tell you guys that I limit myself. I don't even put my link inside of group chats that have a lot of people sometimes because I get scared, right? And it's crazy that I say that because I talk about this future of me being on a stage and all these things, right? But I'm like afraid to send it to people that are, you know, higher than me or whatever, or in a bigger group than me. So I was like, you know what, Mo, stop that. Like, forget that stuff. You're going on YouTube. So I figured out a way to connect Zoom to YouTube, and now Queenspiration is on YouTube. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because that is the next step for all of us, right? Because we're all here together. This is our journey, not mine. I do this for all of you guys. So I just had to say that. So I'm going to start by saying, I'm going to actually get into the call. So my name is Monique, right? I go by Killer Curls on all social media platforms. Hello to everybody that's watching from anywhere that you're watching. I'm grateful for you. I am so happy to be here. I am so grateful for this opportunity, for these platforms to be able to pour into you guys. And I'm grateful for the fact that you guys took time out of your day to be poured into, and that you understand the value of taking care of yourself first, understanding, knowing that you cannot pour into anyone else if you don't pour into yourself first. So thank you guys for being here. Today, I'm actually talking about you versus you, the imposter syndrome. I was actually on a call yesterday that moved me to like the max. Like, it was crazy. It was, I think she's on here, actually, one of them. I swear I saw her, Charnel. Well, she was on the call earlier, but she hosted this call, or co-hosted this call about imposter syndrome. And I had to like dig deep into it, because once I heard, I mean, I know about imposter syndrome, right? Because we hear about it here and there sporadically, but this call went into depth about it. And because this call went into such depth and I was so moved, I had to do my research. So that's what I did. And I wanted to bring it to you guys because, once again, knowledge is no knowledge if you are not putting action to it, right? And if you are not teaching other people the things that you learn. You should continuously be a student, but you need to also be a teacher. We do not learn to keep it to ourselves. We need to share the love. So because I heard this, and I think that you guys, somebody on one of these calls needs to hear it, I'm going to speak about it. So imposter syndrome, it's crazy because this call came last night, and the night before last, I told you guys I was in a call that they hosted after the event that we went to. That's called a war room, right? And they asked us to speak or to ask for prayers, guys. And one of my prayers were to help me through imposter syndrome and tell me how God works. That I got on a call last night. There was 2 calls going on at that time, and I was contemplating which call I needed to get on, and I got directed to that call, and that's the call I was on. So imposter syndrome is a real thing, and it's something that everybody at some point in their career, in their lives, you feel. Okay, and I'm going to speak about imposter syndrome in 2 different ways. And this is personal, this is vulnerable, this is crazy because it's the first episode on YouTube, and I'm going here because God is good, and I know that I have to go there. So most of you guys know who I am, and you guys know through me, I speak about my sister all the time. I'm shaking, y'all. That's real. That's God. I speak about my sister often. My sister has gone through a lot, and she's very successful, guys. She's very successful. And I often look at myself, and of course, I aspire to be like my sister. We talk about this all the time, how we're going to change the game for everybody in the family. But I struggle because my sister's already there, and I have to play catch up. She's 5 years older than me, right? She had a head start, all the things. But I feel like I have to catch up. And because of this, but because of this, it puts a strain on the relationship that I have with my sister, because I constantly look at her thinking she's judging me because I'm not where she's at. You know, like, what I have is not ever going to amount to what she has. And that is a terrible way to look at life. That is so terrible, to look at life and relationships and people you love so much and you aspire to be like. It's okay. That's okay. I'm here to tell y'all that it's okay to have aspirations and to want to be somewhere, but you got to trust your journey. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a position of questioning yourself and questioning what God's plan is for your life ultimately, right? Because that's what happens. Whew. All right, I'm done with that. No more tears. Whew. All right, we're going to get through this one. But it's me being selfish, thinking, why am I not there yet? Or what am I doing? Like, why? Like, and I literally do this to myself. I go back to my timeline of life, or my sister's timeline actually, and I'm like, okay, I'm 30. Where was my sister at 30? I literally do this to myself. Shit, I said I wasn't gonna keep crying. But I do that all the time. I'm like, okay, where was she at 30? But then I think, and I have to bring myself back, and I think, well, where was Oprah at 30? Where was Bill Gates at 30, right? Where were all these people that are successful at 30? Why am I comparing myself to my sister? Everybody's journey is different. And I promise you guys, this has been on my heart for like 3 days that I've been saying, I need to have a call to tell somebody it's never too late. It's never too late. As long as you still have time, you still have time. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Like when I tell you there is no one, it doesn't matter what they have attained, no matter what their accolades are in life, it doesn't matter. They're not you. That's your superpower right there. That's a superpower. Because again, like I said, I compare myself, and we do it often. It just gets to a point where like it consumes you and you don't even realize it. Then it consumes your mood, your behaviors, your actions, your conversations, your relationships, and ultimately your heart, the way you feel about yourself. All these things are so vital and important for your growth, but for when you put yourself in position of comparison, you're blocking every single thing that's good for you in your life and your journey. You're putting yourself through misery. You have life. There is nothing to be miserable about. And if you want to compare yourself to the people that are not doing as good as you, because then you put yourself in place of gratefulness, gratitude. Wow, I have this. Imagine the people that don't have this. I'm complaining about my coffee that don't have sugar. Imagine the people that don't have coffee. They don't have a cup. They don't even have a coffee machine, a house to plug it in. And here we are complaining, right? And comparing to people that have got more than us when we got more than so many people in this world. It's hard to see it like that, but it's the reality. So it's easy for us to put ourselves in position to be negative, to really believe that you're not deserving of everything that comes your way. All the things that you desire in your heart, the problem is you don't believe that you deserve it. I could tell you that firsthand. I have been in a place of in my head where I'd be like, girl, you don't deserve this. Or all that stuff that you want, you don't deserve that. Who do you think you are? I do deserve it because I'm here, because I'm still fighting, because God gave me purpose, just like he gave every single one of you guys purpose. It seems like purpose has been the topic this week. It's reality, guys. We all have it. It's in all of us. I understand that at one point you thought, oh, being a doctor or being a nurse or being a teacher or being a student was your purpose. But guys, none of that is any of our purposes. See, a doctor's purpose is to save lives, to help people. His title is not his purpose. Our titles are not our purpose. Guys, your rank is not your purpose. Your paycheck's not your purpose. Your purpose has to be bigger than that. It has to make your stomach hurt at the thought of not getting to it, not doing it. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys some steps like I always do. You know, I like to give you some tangibles so that you guys can look back at these and you can utilize these resources because it's so important. You know, we have our memory, of course, doesn't serve us. We have our notes that sometimes we don't even understand. But if I give you a few steps, I think that I've given you a few tools that you can utilize and share onto other people. So number one, these are ways to stop feeling like an imposter, okay? Or thinking like one. So break the silence. Shame keeps a lot of us from fessing up. How many of y'all before this would not have had accepted the fact that you suffer from imposter syndrome? I know I wouldn't have. I never. That's the first time my sister heard me say that. So I'm sure we're going to have a conversation after this. That's my sister. I don't care. Because God knows where my sister and I have come from. God knows that if my sister and I did not mend our relationship when we mended it, both of our lives would probably be totally different. Because as you guys, some of you guys know, we stopped talking to our mom. And my sister was my strength through all of that. And as bad as that sounds, our relationship was built off of that relationship that had been tainted. But we needed that. But I still have these feelings, right? I still have these feelings. So break the silence, guys. Admit it. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. It's okay that you feel this way because you're not alone. Because here I am to tell you that I'm with you. If nobody else can relate on this call to you, I can. And I guarantee that many people can. I won't make you guys put a number in the chat, but I know you feel it. I know you feel it. It's okay. It's normal. It's human nature, but it's how we get through that. So break that silence. Admit that. Number two, separate feelings from facts. There are times you feel like you're stupid. It happens to all of us, right? Just because you feel this way, and that's something that we need to realize, is just because our mind is telling us that, our subconscious is telling us that, that doesn't mean it's real, y'all. You got to separate that. Remember that feelings, they come, they go. Emotions, chemical reactions, I say it all the time. It comes and it goes fast. Sometimes it stays a little longer. But what's the fact? Are you stupid, really? Because you made a mistake? No, you're not. So you need to separate the feelings from the feelings that you feel and face the facts. No matter how undeserving you think you are, again, I'm going to remind you that as long as you are breathing, as long as you have a beat in your chest and air in your lungs, you're here for a purpose. There is a reason why you're here. You're not stupid. There's more. You're not done. Okay? So separate your feelings from your facts, okay? So number three, recognize when you should feel fraudulent. Sounds crazy, right? I just told you to not feel like an imposter. Okay, so guys, understand that in a position where, let's say you feel like you're too big, you're too small, you're too young, you're too old, all the things, right? All these things that come into our head and tell us because we're in a comparison mode. It's okay to feel that way sometimes. It's okay to understand that at some point, like, I was going to write something and I didn't write it down and I'm like, damn. But anyways, it's okay to feel that way. It's okay for you to understand that in some positions, you're going to feel that way. If you're just different, you're different in a space of other people, but use that as your superpower. What does that mean? Now you're in position to educate people about you, right? Because why would you want to be like everyone else? Now you stand out. Accept that. It's okay to feel like a fraud in a position that you got that typically a person like you wouldn't get. It's okay to feel that way, but just know that you're in position. I'm not going political, but just think about us all being alive to see our first Black president. Right? Whether you believe, whether whoever likes it or don't like it, the point is that he was in position to be the first Black president. And even though, of course, adversity is against you and you feel different, it's okay to feel fraudulent because you are technically different than the people that have came before you. But that doesn't mean that you're not in position. You think anybody that does my name, if you think Liz Lugo that comes from Hialeah, from Cuba, let's go there, thought that she was going to be put in position to be on a stage to change millions of girls' lives or thousands of girls' lives? Most of us are here because Liz Lugo took a chance, because she decided she was going to be different amongst all those other people that got it first. Everybody looked different from the people that from who she was when she became and stepped into her position. There's so many people we could talk about. Oprah, same thing. She was a talk show host. The people before her, they were American, white Americans, Ricky Lake, all of them. She said, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna step out, I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna be who I am. And look at Oprah, y'all. Look at Oprah. But it takes us being okay with the fact that we're different in a circle of people that are alike. So we can accept that, recognize when you should feel fraudulent or when it's okay to feel fraudulent, okay? So number 4, accentuate the positive. Being a perfectionist means you deeply care about your quality of work, right? So yeah, it's good to deeply care about it. But I want you to understand that a lot of people are going to tell you being a perfectionist is bad. And I'm here to tell you it's not bad. It's good to be a perfectionist because you care about the quality, but it's bad when you start to care so much that you do nothing at all. So you have to accentuate, yes, the positive of being a perfectionist is a good thing, yes, in that moment, but how am I utilizing it? Because if I don't utilize it correctly, it's no longer a good thing. So remember, there's certain things about us that we need to, that are positive, but we take it and we're like, oh, this is good. Okay, like me, I have a big heart. Oh, this is a good quality to have, boom, boom, boom. But then here I am, now I'm giving too much of my energy to people. So now it's no longer a good thing because it's not serving me. So accentuate the positive means that if there's qualities that are good about you, utilize them to your advantage, but don't let it be your disadvantage. Does that make sense? Okay. We have to, it's just like even being a salesperson, guys, you're good at it being salesy, right? Cool. You know how to get people to do what you want and get what you want, but you have to use it in a beneficial way. You can't use it to a point where people only see you as salesy and now they no longer, that's a disadvantage. You get the difference? So we have to accentuate the positive, but make sure that we do not, we don't overdo it to the point where it's a disadvantage, okay? So number 5, develop a healthy response to failure and mistake making. So failure is only the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. That was Henry Ford that said that. Okay, so we fail. It just means that we now have gained an opportunity to do something again, but with intelligence, right? Because we did our research, hopefully. After you made that mistake, you did your research or you did your deep work to ensure that you don't do that again. And when if it arises, if something like that arises, now you know what to do. Because now, because of that failure, you gain an opportunity to gain intelligence in the process. But the choice is yours, right? Because of course, you can fail and continue to fail the same way over and over again. Why? Because you decided not to make a change. That happens too. So develop a healthy response to failure and mistakes, okay? Instead of beating yourself up for falling short, do what players on losing sports teams do. Do they quit? No, they got a game again tomorrow. So what do they say? Tomorrow I will get them. Tomorrow I'm going harder. I tripped up on my feet. I was holding the ball too long. I don't know nothing about basketball, y'all. I'm just saying. But whatever, did some mistakes, cool, that made us not win the game. Tomorrow, guess what? I'm going harder. I'm doing that 10 times. That's what we got to do. We have to understand that failure is going to happen. It's part of the journey. Okay? So we have to accept it, but have a healthy response to it. What can I learn from this? Tomorrow, I will beat them. Tomorrow, I will be 1% better because I deserve that. My tomorrow deserves that. That's something that I learned yesterday. We're going to get into that one. So write the rules. Not write them. Write them. Make them right. What does that mean? So all of us, most of us have had things bestowed upon us by the generations before us, right? Not by choice. They're just bestowed upon us because that's what they were taught. So they teach it to us and we adapt those habits, those characteristics, those beliefs, those rules that we put on our lives, right? So we need to write those rules, right? Those rules that you feel are wrong that have been bestowed upon you, you have to change them. Rewrite your rules. So what does that mean? If somebody told you your whole life that you should just get it on your own, life is better by yourself, just be strong, you got this. No, you don't. I'm here to tell you that. Rewrite that rule. If you got taught that, write it, because that's wrong. You are all you got, but you also have God. Not only that, you need relationships. The Lord told us so. We need to understand that. This world is not meant to live alone. I'm not telling you you need to be married or anything. I'm not talking about singleness or relationship wise. I'm talking about relationships with individuals that are going to be impactful in your life, that you are going to impact their life. It's necessary. It is necessary for us to have these relationships. Okay. So we have to write that rule that our families have bestowed upon us that we can get it on our own. That independent woman, all that stuff is cool. You need to be independent. You need to be able to take care of yourself. Yes. But you don't have to take care of yourself. You don't have to do everything by yourself. Does that make sense, guys? Sorry if it didn't. Okay. All right. So, and start asserting your rights. I definitely wrote that and I wrote it big and bold. So start asserting your rights. Okay. That's still part of the right, the rules. Recognize that you have just as much right as the next person to be wrong and have an off day. A lot of us will tell ourselves we don't. Right? You feel like, oh, I'm supposed to have a good day every day because this is how I have to show up for my business, or this is how I have to show up for my kids or my husband or my wife. You have the right to have a bad day. Accept that. You don't got to be on go all the time. All right. So number 7, we're developing a new script. Be consciously aware of the conversation going on in your head. When you're in a situation and it triggers your imposter syndrome, how did that make you feel? Change what, wait till they find out that I've been fraudulent and have no idea what I'm doing. Change it to everyone who starts something new feels off based off in the beginning. I may not know it all, but I'm smart enough to figure it out. Right? Because that's what happens is we go into something, we're nervous because we don't know as much as the next person. But instead of you telling yourself you don't know as much as the next person, say, I'm smart enough to learn as much as the next person. That's it. Change the narrative, change the conversation that you tell yourself in your mind. It's huge. It's a big factor. So we're developing a new script. That was number 7. Number 8, visualize success. So this is where I was talking about, I wanted to bring up yesterday. So yesterday we did a visualization. It was literally, this is crazy, I'm telling you. So the call was co-hosted. So it was 2 people. The first girl, she spoke about imposter syndrome. And then Charnel, she spoke about visualization and the importance of it. I think most of us know that we've heard at least about visualization and all the things. But she made it very like, I love her, first of all. I just need her to talk on one of my calls one day, but I know she'll be working at this time. But I don't know if she's on here. But she was telling us like visualization. A lot of people have it like, oh, you got to be and closing your eyes and all these things. But really, it's not all about that. It's about feeling it, right? And so she was like, you don't fake it till you make it. You feel it till you make it. And that hit. I was like, whoa, that was deep to me. I don't know if y'all felt that the way I felt it. Maybe it was meant for me, but y'all feel it till you make it. Don't sit up here and fake it. You don't got to fake your way to be in different positions. If you feel it till you make it and you live it the way that you want it, you're going to already fall into those places. You're going to attract those people. You're going to end up amongst millionaires if you want to be a millionaire, if you're acting like a millionaire, but you don't got to fake it. Don't be going around people that got big vocabulary and try to talk big vocabulary and sound dumb. Learn it, feel it, be amongst it so that it could be true. It could be reality till you make it. That's how visualization works. And I told you guys this the other day, I think it was yesterday, when you feel it and you think about it and you're able to write it and draw it, now you see the feelings that come out. Now you see the word, you make that visualization a picture. But what she mentioned that hit me the most, did he? I don't remember, but I listened to him too. That's crazy. But dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. I get so distracted. I'm the worst. I forgot what I was gonna say. What was I saying?
You were saying like when you feel, think, and write, you know, you create a mental picture and something.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I got you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for paying attention, sis.
I got you.
But what I was going to say that she said yesterday that hit me the most was she said, when we visualize, we always like to visualize, oh my gosh, I want to be in this mansion. I want to have this big old car, all these things, right? But she's like, you have to visualize tomorrow, because when you visualize tomorrow and tomorrow comes, you realize that you have already called that for yourself. I'm here. Tomorrow is today, is what she said. Oh my God, y'all. I was like, woo! I got chills on my body. I was like, yes, girl. And it's so funny because my girl, she be second guessing herself about talking on calls. And sis came up and she talked on that call and she moved the whole crowd, y'all. And I say that because there it goes. It's that imposter syndrome that we feel, that we compare ourselves to the next person, not knowing who we can show up as and touch in the process of us stepping out of our comfort zones. So that one hit me, to visualize the success, y'all. So visualize it, be there, but make sure that you visualize tomorrow, okay? Feel it, see it, live it. You will attract it. You will attract it. Let me tell you guys, Liz, when I first started the business, this girl shows up as a millionaire, right? And let me tell you, they had an event in New York, and guess what happened to my girl? She got invited to eat with the millionaires, y'all. They said, I heard your name. I've been seeing your name on the charts, sis. Why? Because she showed up as a millionaire. She didn't have to fake it. She didn't have to go up in there like, oh, y'all, I brought my Louis bag. I got my Louis. She didn't have to do all that. She came as Liz. But she acts like it because she feels it so she could live it, and she attracted it. My girl gonna be a millionaire soon. I'm gonna be right there with her, I'm telling y'all. Period. But yes, that's how it goes. I don't own one of them. Listen, she don't own one of them, right? But you don't have to. You don't have to. You gotta feel it, right? And that's exactly what it is if you feel it and you can see it, you start to feel it so much you act like it. And again, it's attracted to you. That's how this works. But stop visualizing these big old crazy grand things. I'm not telling you not to dream big. I'm telling you, when you're visualizing in that moment, you need to visualize tomorrow, because again, tomorrow will be an accomplishment. When you wake up and you are there and you realize tomorrow is today. Woo, I need a tattoo or something. She need to write that somewhere. That was, I don't know. It's like when I say it, I keep feeling it. All right. So number 9, and then I'm gonna go fast real quick. Sorry, y'all. So number 9 is reward yourself. We already know this is easy. I tell you guys this all the time, but guys, reward yourself for the small things. You woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, like you said you were, reward yourself. Put an extra shot of espresso in your coffee. Give yourself some whipped cream. Whatever it is, okay? That's my kind of rewards. But guys, reward yourself. Even if it's just a pat on the back, even if it's an extra 20 minutes of relaxation time for yourself, whatever it is. But reward yourself. Understand that you are deserving. You got this because you got this and you're doing the work, so you deserve it. Be proud of yourself. Give yourself grace. Number 10, it's so funny because I wrote fake it until you make it, right? And didn't I just say feel it until you make it? But this one right here is change your behaviors. What does that mean? In the fake it till you make it, what that part of it means is, even if you're scared, do it. You don't got to show up confidently. You got to show up. The confidence comes after the show up. I'm going to tell you that for free. You are not going to get on a platform. You are not going to get on your live on Instagram. You are not going to talk to that stranger with confidence. It comes after you show up for yourself, because that's what builds the confidence. That's where the confidence comes. So that part, you're going to have to fake that confidence Do it scared, however you want to name it. You don't even got to be fake it till you make it. Do it scared. Do it anyway. Even in those moments of imposter syndrome, when you're comparing yourself because X, Y, and Z's content is this, and oh my gosh, this girl done did this, and who cares? Do it anyway. Do it anyway, because again, she's not you. He's not you. They are not you. Thank you. Scare money don't make no money, and that's the truth. The worst thing that can happen is they say no. Who cares? There's a billion people. That's something that Marcus talked about on the stage. Marcus Black, if you guys don't know him, you should follow him. He is dope. He's the one that put together that event. But he's mentored by Trent Shelton, and he spoke and he said that Trent Shelton, one time they had a conversation, and Trent has said to him, how many people are in this world? He was like, I don't know, 1 billion, whatever. And then, or 8 billion, however, I don't know how many. And then Trent said, how many followers I got? And he was like, 3 million or whatever. And he was like, exactly. You know how many people are waiting for you to talk to them? Like, and it's so true. Like, we compare people like Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, all these people. Yes, they got millions of followers, but do you guys know how many people are in this world? I don't care how many people listen to Mel Robbins and John Maxwell and Ed Milet, and they're gonna hear me too. I don't care. I could compare myself. No, what I need to do is I need to put myself in position to be a student and learn from those that came before me. Not compare myself to them. Not belittle myself and think I'm not deserving because they did it. All those, who cares who did it before you? Who cares who did it better than you? You are you. And that's all I have to tell you guys is you versus you. So in the end of the day, is you. There's nobody in this world like you. Nobody got your DNA, even if you're a twin, y'all, there's differences, okay? We are all different. We are all made different on purpose because we have purpose. So we have to live our purpose and stop worrying about the next person's purpose and what they got and all the things that we don't. It's coming, but it's you versus you. So if you tell yourself you don't got it, you're not going to have it. You tell yourself you can't do it, you're not going to do it. And the only way you fail is if you quit. It might look bad on some days. I'm here to tell you it's not going to be peachy dory every day. You're going to have bad days, but that's okay. That's normal. It's about how you get through them. You all have resilience in you. You just got to dig deep and find it so you can go and be great, because it's 1% greater every day. And by the end of the year, you done got 365% better. So here we are, right? Anyways, I don't know if anybody has anything they want to say. Go ahead and unmute yourself, because y'all know I love to hear y'all talk. Y'all my peoples. All you have to do is unmute yourself. If not, I'm going to let y'all go. Let me read the comments because I sure don't be reading the chat.
Hey, boo. So I really did like this call. You said ways to break imposter syndrome. Well, as far as imposter syndrome, can you hear me?
Wait, 2 people are talking. Is 2 people talking at the same time?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
That's weird. Was somebody else trying to speak?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, I did really like this call because, like, you know, listen to what you're saying, like those thoughts that do creep in when you know that there's something that you could be great at, but you haven't done it, or there's something in your heart that you want to do, or you might know what your purpose is, but you have those imposter syndrome, like, okay, who do I think I am? Like trying to share value or trying to do X, Y, Z. And like, I, sometimes get those thoughts too. But I have been, motivated, especially by you on the Queenspiration, by like, just randomly going live or using every day. You provide this for us as a platform and a way to practice, just speaking and like going forward, because it does feel like a safe space, but also even just live. I don't know who's going to pop in, but I'm just having that practice gives me the courage to just keep doing it. Whether like I be shitting bricks, sorry for my language, but I literally really be scared. Like online, I don't know what it is about live, but I just be like deer in headlights, but I do have so much, value to share and things that I've been learning. And like you said, it'll be selfish to keep it to yourself and not reach back and share with somebody else. Like everybody doesn't have the opportunity to tap into a community like this or in part of the business. You too, Jasmine. So it's like, being that for random people is like, okay, they feel like, okay, they can do whatever it takes too. Like they have some, insight onto personal development as well, because some people don't even know what it is. So if you get up on your story and just like anybody can hop on your live, somebody could take something away from that. Impact isn't measured. So just finding out what that purpose is and like not letting those imposter syndrome thoughts go in. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but one thing I want to say before I forget though, that you were saying about feeling like a fraud in a room. So I love Sarah Jakes Roberts. Okay. And it made me think of something else that she was saying, like, you might feel like you're not meant for that room, but God placed you in that room for a reason, to observe the room, absorb the room, learn the room. One day you can lead the room and, learn that language. You know what I mean? It's not for you to just belittle yourself and be like, damn, and start comparing. It's for you to really observe, be still, learn while you're there, and, just be present in that moment and, truly learn, because it's going to help you grow and prepare you for what you've been like, praying for and stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave it there.
I love you, girl. Listen, I've been seeing her. She be getting on her live at night. I'm like, sis, I love seeing it, because again, before we just met probably last month. And again, the impact is contagious, if you want to say, because she's over there impacting other people. And I see she got a lot of her girls on these calls, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Natasha put the notes in the chat again, because my girl comes through every day. But I love y'all. I love y'all again. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. I value you guys. You guys got this. Whatever it is that you think you can't do, I'm here to tell you, you can do it. You just got to do it. Don't be scared. Ain't nobody gonna do it like you, okay? Listen, I'm here to tell y'all that, okay? You can share the stage. It doesn't matter. We're all here for a purpose. So live out your purpose. Make sure you impact somebody. Be the light in the dark room today. I love y'all. I'm grateful. And you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.